won a playoff. Did I say playoff? Playoffs. They actually won a playoff game. So if you guys are listening in, give the Dallas Cowboys a couple of hearts on Facebook Live. So there we go. All right, let's see some more Cowboy hearts and everything. I want to know whether or not you can hear me. Go with the Dallas Cowboy claps and everything for them, so I'll be able to know that you are listening in live with Miss Chong Kim.
Yes.
I keep trying to say Korean like. I say it English. Kim. Chong Kim. There we go.
Yes.
There we go. Quit trying to be fly like you know Korean, idiot. You don't know no Korean. You don't know no Korean. So that's what we're talking about. We are live here on the Fishbowl Radio Network. And Chong, I know you got somebody that just called in. Who we got called in?
His name is Harry Eady. He's the founder of the Denton Black Film Festival.
All right, Harry, what's going on, man?
I'm doing well, Ed. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right, brother. I'm doing all right. What brings you to call in today? I know you hanging out with Chong and everything. What's up? What y'all got up?
So we're celebrating our 5th year, January 23rd through the 27th of the Denton Black Film Festival. And we're we're hoping to have 6,000 to 8,000 attendees for the festival.
Okay. And how did you get involved with Chong?
So a mutual friend introduced us a little over a year ago. We work with a lot of filmmakers, and this particular person told us about a project that Chong was working on, which we were very excited about, which is human trafficking. I knew very little about human trafficking. And so I met with her, and she talked to me about the project, and that's something that we're hoping to support her with. And so we started just trying to mutually figure out how to support her project. And then later, she influenced us to, this year, we're going to have a film on human trafficking called The Broken Rose. It's out of California, Oakland. And we're going to have a panel to talk about human trafficking, and Chong will be a part of that panel.
Okay. Who else is going to be on the panel with Chong?
So the two filmmakers from Oakland, California will be there, the executive producer as well as the writer for the script. And we will also have a young lady by the name of Carrie Powell, who will be another panelist. And she is involved with a lot of the human trafficking and homeless issues in the Denton County area.
So you have a lot. You have homeless issues in Denton County.
Well, we do have some.
Because
Yes.
I want everyone to understand that when we think about homeless and human trafficking, it's not just a big city type thing. It's all over. You know, it's not just something that just happened in New York City, or Dallas, or Oakland, or any place like that.
No, but you're correct, because one of the things that I found out from Chong is that every 40 seconds around the world, someone is trafficked, which is really significant. And so even places that are smaller communities, even though Denton has 140 plus thousand people, you know, Denton still has to serve the homeless community, which I think it does a fairly good job of that. But there's still a significant amount of human trafficking that's even occurring in small towns like Denton.
Small towns like Denton. So you're right, 140,000 people. That's not a small town. University of North Texas, you're more than blowing up. You're up. So
yeah, well, that's true. Well, based on Big D, Little D is only 140,000 compared to probably 4 or 5 million.
now I'm gonna have to go ahead and visit you soon up there in Denton, Texas. Again, tell us where and how we can get in touch with you, and also the dates of the film festival as well.
Yes, so it is the Denton Black Film Festival, and we are in 9 venues, primarily around the square. We will host over 60 films. We'll have spoken word, we'll have music, and one of the things I think you may be excited about, Ed, I know you're a jazz lover.
Oh man,
We're going to have...
You right.
I'm sorry?
You right. You got me right there, Harry. Go ahead.
So we're going to have Kirk Whalum
Oh, what?
closing out the festival on
You got
Sunday night.
Kurt? You got my boy Kurt? How'd you
I
pull
got
that
you
one off,
covered.
Harry? They say I can roll, you can roll. Tell me about it.
So Kirk is performing along with the UNT 1 O'Clock Lab Band, which is a very famous band, one of the best collegiate jazz offerings in the country. And we have Kirk's tickets selling for $40 a piece, which is considerably cheaper than you would find in most venues, for him. So he's performing at the Murchison Hall, which is really a tremendous musical facility. And we have just a number of other things going on, spoken word, as I said, comedy, and a variety of things. But, the highlight of the festival, beyond, all the art and other things we have, is really Kirk Whalen.
All right. Well, we appreciate you calling in. And
Well, one last thing, they can go to DentonDBFF.com, and they can get, as much information as they would like to see about the festival. But it's 5 days of fun and really great events to go to.
sounds great. Sounds great. Now, if you're on Facebook, I want you
Yes,
to
sir.
go ahead and add me as a friend. And right there, where the interview with Chong is at, why don't you go ahead and add that information, okay?
Okay, so we're at Denton Black Film Festival, Facebook, and so you can find us there. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and really almost any other social media engagement that you want to have.
Sounds good, Harry. Appreciate
Thank you,
you for
sir.
calling in. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, then, take
Hopefully
care.
we'll see you at the performance.
That'll work. I'm looking forward to being there.
Okay,
All right.
thank you, my friend.
Thank you, then. Take care.
Goodbye.
All right, bye. Chong, that was pretty good. It was pretty good. You said you had Harry to call in and everything. I knew you guys were doing all this up there, but I didn't know y'all were blowing up like that with, like jazz. I like jazz,
Absolutely.
that. Broken Silence.
Yes.
And people are tuning in right now. I want to acknowledge some of them that are tuning in. Commissioner John Lopez from Grand Prairie, and also the mayor of Grand Prairie is listening in too, Mayor Ron Jensen. I'd like to say hello to him. And, Miss Jackie Dumas is there as well. And I will go ahead and acknowledge everyone else later, but right now I have you, and I want to acknowledge your presence, because your presence here is more than outstanding. It's needed because, as you know, this is Human Trafficking Month.
Yes.
What can Human Trafficking Awareness Month? Don't want to say it's the month, like, it's a month that we honor something, but we want to bring awareness to it.
Absolutely.
What can we do to stop human trafficking?
I think the number one thing we need to do is we need to unify together. We need to get together and collaborate, because it's sad when organized crime can collaborate their people better than we can. And we are the ones that need to fight against them.
Now, do you sometimes feel scared because of what you've done, such as writing this book, Broken Silence, and you mentioned something about powerful people
Oh, yes.
being involved in this? They no doubt listen and look at things that are going on in the community, and since we obviously have human trafficking awareness, I know they may be listening in and tuning in as well.
Absolutely. I am afraid, but at the same time, I'm more angry that this goes on, and I cannot sit by and continue to stay silent. I've witnessed too many of my dear friends that have been killed. I have seen too many people that have died. When we say that victims of human trafficking have a lifespan of 7 years, we're talking about 7 years of not being rescued, not being taken care of, not having adequate counseling, things like that for them. And when we say 7 years, we're talking about from suicide, overdose, being killed, or other ways of being.
So that's constant torture.
Yes.
Constant torture. Okay. Now that we have opened up a lot of people's eyes about this as well, the human trafficking awareness that we have going on now? What can we do in Austin to help?
We can do so much. We can actually start bringing in survivors as well as activists, abolitionists, and even our judicial leaders, as well as the county elected officials, because we all need to work together. Like, for example, when I was first trafficked, it was by a man that bought a uniform from an Army surplus store. We need to start changing that legislation, where people who buy uniform that are not the official personnel, we need to start creating laws to prevent that from happening. Because these guys can wear a uniform and walk around campus, in a college campus, and these girls don't know. They see a man in uniform and they're like, "Ooh, he's cute."
Man in a uniform. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where we need to start with that, with the legislation as well, from the county level to the state, and then, through the United States. Now, there is what's called the Safe Harbor Law. Many people are not aware of the Safe Harbor Law, but I want to let everyone know, in 2005, there was a group of activists, survivors, and abolitionists that approached the Safe Harbor Law initiative in 2005 to President George Bush Jr. And he was the one who first created it, but he was unable to complete it. So when President Barack Obama came into the House, what he did is he amended it and he completed it and signed it. With the Safe Harbor Law is the act to protect any minors under the age of 18 to not be viewed as criminals.
So in short, we get ready to go off the air, and we want you to come back here
Absolutely.
as well, because on our weekday shows it's so much abbreviated. We put a whole bunch of information that seems to be in a short period of time, and we also have that Korean drop that we want to go ahead and play next as we go off the air. So what we want to go ahead and bring back to light, back to what you were saying about what we can do
Yes.
with the Safe Harbor Act, as you said.
Yes.
But you also mentioned one of the critical parts of that act was not to view young minors. I mean, because if you're a minor, you have no rights anyway.
Exactly, and you don't choose to be a
So,
prostitute.
right,
And I don't know if anybody has known about Centonia Brown
Right.
with the clemency. I disagree with the 10-year parole. She's already did her time. Let her go.
I also disagree with the fact they're going to let her out in August, and we were happy
Exactly.
about that. And let her go now.
Exactly. Let her go now. Why wait till August? She already served her time. But the problem is what people are missing when you read the statement, what the prosecutor said. The prosecutor charged her as a prostitute. They should have adopted the Safe Harbor Law. Now, I don't know about Tennessee, if they did or not, but the Safe Harbor Law, all 50 states should adopt that federal act. It was in place for girls like Centonia Brown.
Okay. Commish Radio Show, as you know, we are not celebrating human trafficking. We're bringing awareness to human trafficking because this is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And as we often say on the Commish Radio Show, we are the best radio show from Como to the Congo. And now we can go ahead and add Korea as well. Como, Congo, Korea. That's right. So we're glad that you're on the air with us. We want you definitely to come back.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and read this book. I'll look through some of the chapters, and you have quite a few, the titles of these chapters, and I'll let you guys pick this up. How can they pick this up?
They can go to my website at www.iamchongkim.com, and if you follow me at iamchongkim on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I also post web series through my social media. I'm also talking about how parents and teachers can also be aware of predatory behaviors, because people, let me share real quick. Yesterday on CBS News, there was a teacher in Coppell that was charged for soliciting to a minor of sex. And one of the things when I saw what the school had said, we did a background check. At this point, background checks are obsolete now. What you need to do is ask when you are hiring someone to work with kids, how do they view a relationship with a child?
All right. Okay. Relationship with a child is not right if you're an adult, and we definitely been seeing a lot of that with the R. Kelly series and
Yes.
everything, which is brought back to life. So we're out of time, so we are ready to see you next week, or shall I say next weekend. All right, Commish Radio Show. Let's play that drop.
Hey, this is Chong Kim coming at you at Commish Radio, supporting Dr. Ed Gray, and I want to say hi to all my Korean friends. 안녕하세요, 잘 들으세요, and thank you so much for listening and tuning in to Commish Radio. Love you guys.